All right, we said we would. We're a couple guys who want to name some dudes. And so it's time, of course, for guys naming dudes. And what that is, if you're not familiar, you're new to the show, it's just us, guys, naming dudes. And those dudes played professional sports in our childhood. And in Braden's case, in our childhood. And what we do, these guys are not Hall of Famers. They're also not completely forgotten. These are guys that the streets remember. They've got a career. They made something out of themselves. They had a little run, a flash in the pan maybe, but now they're just dudes. We started with Braden last time, so I think it's only right we start with Braden again. Braden, okay. Because I liked Zach's, so I want to start with you.
So my guy, he played. So the way I know this guy, he went to my church growing up, and he coached my brother's, I think his T-ball team. Okay. He did play for the Astros in the mid-2000s.
Okay.
I didn't know this.
Can I guess?
Oh, wait, I was about to say, are we gonna do where we try to guess this before he gets to it?
If you're gonna lay out that much for us, can we guess?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess Chris Burke.
No.
Okay.
This guy is.
Okay.
He was.
Gonna get a couple more.
I'm gonna wait. Yeah.
A couple more facts in here.
He was runner-up for the 2005 NL Rookie of the Year.
Ooh.
A year, of course, the Astros went to the World Series.
See, Chris Burke made sense.
Now I'm thinking even more Chris Burke.
Yeah.
In 2008, he was a Colorado Rocky, and he led the league he led the NL in stolen bases with 68.
Okay, was he a Colorado Rocky in 2007?
Oh, and what?
In 2007.
Yes, he was.
Is it Willie Taveras?
It is Willie Taveras.
Nice.
Good job.
I don't know if we might integrate that into guys being dudes. The guessing thing.
I kind of like that.
We'll see how that goes. All right. So why'd you pick Willie Taveras? I mean, you kind of gave us the personal reasons. What do you remember about Willie Taveras?
Well, he was an Astro from the age of 1 to 3.
Memorable. Big time memorable.
And so I will say he was on the team when I started going to games in 2006. But really the reason I picked this guy is because I know him.
Gotcha. What's he like in real life?
He's very quiet. That's all I remember about Willie Taveras.
I wish I could say more about Willie Taveras. You know who he does remind me of a lot?
Who?
Leody Taveras.
Yeah.
Like, they're very simple. I mean, like, quintessential top of the order, although we kidding kind of guys because they have a ton of speed, cover a lot of ground in center field. Of course, what I remember mostly about Willie Taveras is the 07 Rockies, which is one of the greatest runs in the history of any sport. 21 out of 22 on their way to the World Series, and then to lose 4 straight in the World Series and never have a lead is insane. It's insane. They might have had one lead in that series, but I actually don't think they did. It was a very dull World Series that the Red Sox won, of course. And they called it Rocktober. You ever heard of this, Braden?
I don't think so.
A little before your time. It's called Rocktober. So they were out of it in mid-September. They were out of it. And I don't know, mid-September or early September, they were probably 6 or 8 games out of a wild card spot. They weren't even close. And they rattle off this incredible run, 21 wins in 22 games, in which they have to win a game 163 on a walk-off against the Padres that people still don't think Matt Holliday touched the plate, and then swept the division series, swept the championship series. Again, this is a team that has never done anything. I don't even know if they'd ever made the postseason at that point. Maybe one time with Dante Bichette and Larry Walker, but no pedigree at all. And it was just that was the ultimate guys naming dudes team. That team was just a bunch of dudes. Todd Helton's in the Hall of Fame, but was way past his prime. Matt Holliday was an excellent player, but that was it. Ubaldo Jimenez had not hit his stride yet. Their other guys were Jeff Francis and Josh Fogg pitching, Kaz Matsui, Willie Taveras, bunch of nobodies, go to the World Series and get swept. But anyway, they called it Rocktober, okay? So I went to a game about this time last year, almost a year ago to the day that we're recording this, in Denver. I was there for a bachelor party, and we went to a game because hadn't seen the ballpark, anything like that. Random day game, Rockies Brewers, baby. All the all the tension, you could feel it in the ballpark. It was a big game. Anyway, they were down. The Rockies were down like 4-0 in this game and scored 5 in the 8th and the 9th. And we had a lot to drink that day. We were sitting out in the bleachers. I was wearing a denim Colorado Rockies shirt that I bought off eBay because we were trying to find like funny things that we could wear.
Long sleeve?
It was, yeah. Rolled up. It was warm out there in the bleachers. But we'd probably had like 5 or 6 beers at that point. And they start coming back. And I am just like, the crowd's going nuts. And I am screaming, Rock May. Rock May, baby. It was, and then I remembered it like a couple months later. And I was like, I had to text the group chat and be like, was I screaming Rock May? Like Rocktober? And they're like, yeah, you did. Willie Taveras.
Willie Taveras.
That's a good one. That's fair. Just another guy, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
You know, and I wasn't
led the
familiar-
NL in stolen bases. Like that's how you get
impressive.
that's how you get to be a dude on this list.
I wasn't
didn't do much
familiar
outside of that.
with his playing days, but reading through his Wikipedia, he did not seem like he was very good. It's just a lot of lowest slugging percentage, lowest on base percentage.
Yikes! In the league?
Or on the team. Hopefully team for his sake.
2008. No, of all National League players in 2009.
Had the lowest slugging percentage?
And on base.
Oof. Well, you can't have that if you're Willie Taveras.
And how are you
That,
still-
wait,
how are you gonna steal bases?
a year after he led the league in stolen bases,
Yeah.
he had the lowest on base percentage of any qualified hitter.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's funny.
That's insane. That you become completely obsolete.
And in 2008,
Really?
he
When
was-
did he retire? Because we're getting close to the end, I would say, in 2009, 2010.
So the last contract he signed
2017.
was a minor league deal with the Sugarland Skeeters in
R.I.P. the
2019.
Skeeters.
Dude, there was a time where
2019, but that's like coming out of retirement.
There was a time where the Skeeters were signing everybody though too, like
Clemens, Tracy McGrady.
pitched from, yeah.
When was his last major league game? It should tell you that on Wikipedia. At the quick facts. up at the top.
2010
Okay.
with the Nationals.
Yeah. Oof. And those Nationals teams were very good back in
Oh, hold on,
2010.
when? 2010.
2010?
Okay,
Like,
I'll
we're
be
talking
able to,
about
I'll be able to hang on to that for mine.
Oh.
He played 27 games.
Do we want to go straight to that one?
I
Or
mean,
do
we
wanna
can.
do
I can
mine?
take it.
Mine's a different sport.
Okay, then I can take
Okay.
it next. I don't want to take from Braden if he's not done.
Alright.
yet.
No, I'm good. I'm done.
So my guy, after that information, I found out was a teammate of Mr. Tavares at one point in time.
And we're talking about some of the worst teams of our lifetime.
He was
These,
on-
like 09, 2010,
my player was on that
Nationals.
2009, 2011, or from 2009 to 2011, he played for the Nationals. But let me tell you a little bit, because I feel like
Okay,
this guy
give
is
a few
perfect
facts.
for this list, because he is a 2-time All-Star.
Okay.
Not only that, a World
'Cause they had to have an
Series
All-Star.
champion and a World Series MVP. Hold on. A Silver Slug Award winner, too,
Wow.
as a pitcher.
Wow.
But for his career,
Okay.
he is 178 and 177 with a 4.44 ERA.
Did we think he was going to be a Hall of Famer after his major league debut?
I think so.
You have any guesses, Braden?
Paul Skeens. No.
No. I know who it is. Recently retired?
I think like 2019. Well, hold on. Let me go back and check
Maybe
this.
I don't know who it is.
No. I'm sorry. I made him play a full 5 years after that. 2014.
2014 he retired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not Steven Strasburg,
No.
which I was
he
like,
retired
man, that's
recently.
too good a player.
You want
be
me
on
to
this
tell
list.
you
Okay,
when
so
he won the
won
World
a World
Series?
Series and won a World. I think I do know who it is.
You want your second guess then?
Did he win it as a rookie?
I think technically, yeah. Hold on, because it's the.
I think I know who it is.
It has him playing in '96.
Oh.
But he
it's
won
the
it in 97
World
Yeah.
Series. So I don't know how much time he played in '96.
Braden, you want to guess?
Nope.
Because I think Cam has it now.
I do have it now. Yeah, his brother was also a pretty effective major league pitcher.
His brother was the Duke, El Duque.
El Duque. Yeah, it's Levon Hernandez.
It is.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a
I
dude-
forgot he hung on with those Nationals teams, man.
That
Pudge
I-
Rodriguez was on some of those Nationals teams. Maybe one of those Nationals teams.
that
too.
I absolutely loved as a kid, and he's one of those guys, oddly enough, that probably found more prevalence in my life based off video games I played, like MVP baseball that EA Sports made. That I'm sure like I had him for that. But
LeVon was great, like a great video game player.
And he started off like he had just so much like. He was that strikeout pitcher, just power pitcher, and the older he got, he had to turn into a finesse guy. Yeah. But still found a way to play until 2012, technically. He retired in 2014. But he played longer than Willie Taveras did.
That's crazy. And, I mean, he was very effective at the beginning. I mean, I will say it kind of fell off a cliff. He was this big guy, Braden, big guy, and definitely his later career, too. Big fat guy, LeVon Hernandez. But had some good off-speed stuff, like big hanging curveballs. Back before everyone threw a slider, he had a slider, and was great those first couple of years with the Marlins. And he defected from Cuba, and his brother El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, was like 8 years older or something. He came to the league when he was like 33 or something.
Yeah. I think he came like 2 years after LeVon did.
Yeah, and pitched for the Yankees and was pretty good. He was a pretty good pitcher for a couple of years.
The thing
they both had kind of weirdly similar peaks, like 4 or 5 years where they were top of the league. Definitely Orlando, maybe LeVon too.
Well, the thing that I like about LeVon here is so the World Series champion, World Series MVP, and even NLCS MVP in '97. Like that's how dominant I think he was for that Marlins
strike
title.
Zones were very big for him.
But then his 2 All-Stars, 2004, 2005. He didn't get him again until he was back with the Expos/Nationals for his first stint.
Huh.
So he won all that, 7 years of nothing, and then back-to-back All-Star.
Yeah, he was one of those two, like, I kind of link him to, like, Tyler Glasnow now. Mm-hmm. In the sense of, like, ton of hype, very good stuff, but, like, didn't put together full seasons. Like, Tyler Glasnow has won, like, 30 games in his whole career. It's something crazy like that. Like, they just – and he's had some injuries, but they – and I get the game is different now, but, like, they just didn't ever put together full seasons that you were like, finally, this is what he should be. Like, everyone thought with Glasnow, and some probably still think that, and definitely thought with LeVon Hernandez, like, this is a Cy Young Award winner. And it just never came together. But, yeah, I mean, pretty respectable career. I mean, ends up having, what, 16, 17 years in the league?
Yeah. So he winds
18?
up – yeah, let me do. He played for about 10 different teams because he played for the Marlins, the Giants, the Expos/Nationals, the Diamondbacks, the Twins, the Rockies in 2008, the Mets in 2009.
He played with Willie Taveras twice.
Oh, he did. He and Taveras, multiple teammates.
I need to think of another teammate here, I think.
Oh, man. Then the Nationals, Braves, Brewers. But, he also won a gold in the Baseball World Cup in '94.
Oh my!
There you go. There's that with Team Cuba. So
that's almost certainly how he got noticed then.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, and probably went to Mexico first. Actually, no, I don't think he did. I think he went straight to the U.S. A lot of these guys will go to Mexico, and do a bunch of leagues there. And
I think it says just because
I'll bet he was like full on the raft going to Miami.
It's his actual age has been the subject of debate. Some believe. Oh, I missed. Dang it, where'd I go? It's like some believe.
Yes, I'm gonna go off that theme, and I'm gonna change.
Some believe he is older than his given. Then I feel like I know who yours is. Then after that,
Braden will.
Some believe he is older than his given birthday. After meeting recruiter Joe Cubas in Venezuela in 1994, the two planned an escape through Mexico. At the age of 20, Hernandez gave up his job on the official Cuban athlete as an official Cuban athlete and defected to the U.S. in '95. His half-brother Orlando would defect 2 years later. So, yeah, basically 1 year before he was with the Marlins, he defected. I got to figure out this guy's name, though. I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, LeVon, good player. And, like you kind of said in there, did kind of reinvent himself, too. Like, he ran out of the power fairly quickly when you consider his whole career. Anyway, all right, I had the audible to this one. This is, and he wasn't even like great. He had a good year or two. This guy's another pitcher, Braden.
Okay.
Wait, I might even give you a bonus one because I'm thinking of this one on the fly, and I won't have much to talk about here. He played for, let's see, 6 teams between 2006 and 2016.
Okay, never mind. For some reason, I thought, here's the thing, my mind went to Danny Almonte from the Little League World Series when you said that.
I don't think he made the bigs.
He didn't. That's what I checked. And then when you said 6 teams, I was like, oh, never mind. I'm off. Okay,
No,
go ahead.
no, but yeah, that was the kind of the original debate, wasn't
Yeah.
it? How old this kid is. You ever read that Mike Lupica book? That was probably you were probably like in high school by that time. Did you read that book, Heat, by Mike Lupica?
I think I did.
He did like a great stretch of children's sports books, and it was really good. It's clearly the Danny Almonte story, but like actually really well written. It's, the same thing. Kid from the Bronx, little league superstar, like no parents in his life. His brother like scalping tickets outside Yankee Stadium for money and like stuff like that. So like pretty good book. Anyway, this pitcher played 6 teams in 11 seasons, parts of 11 seasons. He was an all-star. In 2010. He converted from a reliever who was pretty bad as a reliever to a starter, had some good years as a starter, and then became a bad starter. And he also played under 2 different names in his Major League Baseball career. He was an all-star and most memorable to me under the name Fausto Carmona. If you look him up, he will get immediately redirected to Roberto Hernandez.
Yeah.
There was this big controversy, Brady, one of these off seasons. He got pulled over in the Dominican Republic, where he's from, and all of a sudden, he is Roberto Hernandez, not Fausto Carmona. And what I mean, like, okay, so he pitched against the Red Sox in the 2007 ALCS. He was the number 2 starter for the Indians. We're talking CC Sabathia is the number 1 starter, Fausto Carmona number 2 for a team that won 90+ games. So like had a good run.
Another great video game baseball
short
player.
run. Yeah. All right. So I want to go down to so in January 2012, I'm just going to read it off Wikipedia.
Okay.
Dominican police arrested Hernandez as he left the U.S. consulate, accusing him of using a false identity to obtain a visa. So that's why it was. His real name is Roberto Heredia Hernandez, and was actually 3 years older than he reported. So for 6 years, he played, like starred almost in the MLB, made an all-star team, announced at the all-star game as Fausto Carmona. Like that needs to be a 30 for 30.
That is kind of cool.
Like, and it just starts, with like this dramatic sequence, and it's like, and a pitcher from the American League representing the Cleveland Indians, Fausto Carmona. And then it just like trails off. And then it shows Fausto facing the camera, and he's like, my name is Roberto Hernandez. And it's like, you're probably wondering how we got here. It was such a wild story. And like the age thing has happened before with Dominican players specifically. Vlad Guerrero, I think, ended up being a year or 2 older than he reported. That fortunately or unfortunately, like for better or for worse, I guess, happens a lot. But he was like a totally different person. And officials in both countries received assistance in the case from a woman in the Dominican Republic who claimed she falsified a birth certificate for Hernandez in exchange for $26,000. But when Hernandez's father failed to pay her, she contacted the authorities. Wow. So while he was Fausto Carmona, his birth date was given as December 7th, 1983, which would have made him 22 years at the time of his debut, 22 years old. Since being known by his real name, his birth date has been listed as August 30th, 1980. So not even the same day. They just gave him
if you're gonna
a
go
totally
in, just
different
go all the way
birthday.
in.
That's
You got to create a whole new
unbelievable.
persona.
And it doesn't say anything here, so I might be wrong and spreading false rumors. But I think there was something like he had some outstanding like money owed or crimes in the Dominican Republic, or like traffic tickets or something for Roberto Hernandez, not Fausto Carmona. Oh man, Fausto.
Yeah, so the birth certificate had been doctored, and the woman, like you said, talked about on top of
this is
Hernandez
literally
using
like
a different name. He was also 3 years older than he claimed.
I am 12.
Yeah,
Fausto. Could you imagine though? Like,
and the Indians
that?
had no clue, obviously, whatsoever.
Nobody. Nobody did. None of the Major League Baseball people did. Like, I don't even know. I would even venture to say the scout might not have known. Now, scouts can be behind this, no doubt. But I would go as far as saying he was probably, 23, 24, or actually, no, he's 25 when he debuted. So, I don't know, 19 or 20, and someone who connects these players with scouts was probably like, what you really should do is tell them you're 17 and, you'll this will work in your favor. But wild, man. And that could happen today.
Oh, yeah.
You're still doing more international free agents than ever.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, like that could happen right now.
Oh, easily.
It's one of those things that you're like, no, like that happened 50 years ago. Nope, happened 10 years ago and could just as well happen with name any favorite Latin player. It happens to Latin players more than it does, Japanese players or Asian players. Like it could happen tomorrow.
And I get why they do it because age is so important to these scouts of a 21-year-old kid compared to an 18-year-old kid of how much time you have. So
Humongous.
I get why they do it.
And by the way, and just to say this too, it probably happens in basketball too.
Oh, for sure.
Or even hockey for all I know.
Yeah.
Kids coming from Eastern Bloc countries or Europe, like that for sure could happen in other sports.
There was one with Thon Maker a couple of years back. I don't know
Who knows how old he is?
Yeah.
Right.
No idea. Nikola Jokic could be 38 for all we know.
I'm not questioning that.
He could be, but
Giannis
he's still
is
that good.
45.
But just a wild. I just remember the day that came up on SportsCenter. I was like, so it's not Fausto Carmona? I remember Fausto Carmona. Good name to go by.
Oh,
by
it
the
is
way.
great.
Yeah.
Better than Roberto Hernandez.
Yeah.
There's
So
a
I
bunch
get-
of Roberto Hernandez.
It's one of
Only
those
one
things
Fausto, baby.
where he got to change and pick whatever name he wanted. So he picked something really cool. He's like,
That's rad.
what's my Johnny Danger? Fausto Carmona.
Fausto Carmona,
I will say,
baby.
looking at Roberto Hernandez on Baseball Reference, it takes you to a totally different Roberto Hernandez.
Well, there is a more...
That's probably why that happened too.
Yeah.
Because, and I won't go to my other guy today, but I will drop another name who could be a guy's naming dude's guy. Do you remember, Zach, do you remember Irvin Santana?
Yeah, for the Angels?
Angels.
Yeah.
Good couple. Did you ever hear Irvin Santana?
Um,
Probably like right as you're getting into baseball.
when did he play?
Like early 2010, late aughts, early
Yeah.
2010s.
Okay.
Like he probably had a peak of like 09 to 2012.
I just
or
remember
so.
as a Rangers fan always seeing him with the Angels.
Had a good couple of years, like very solid. Probably made a couple All-Star teams, I would say, 1 or 2 All-Star teams. He went by Irvin Santana because his first name is Johan.
Yep.
You
And there was
can't
another
have
one
two
of
Johan
them.
Santanas. So like that stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
But Fausto was like, this name rocks. I'm going as Fausto Carmona. And honestly, given the opportunity, if you were like, okay, Cam, we're going to give you this radio show on Rogue Media Network. Do you want to be Cam Stewart or do you want to be Fausto Carmona? I'm picking Fausto Carmona.
Absolutely.
100%.
That's way cooler. All respect to my dad and, making me and all that. But Fausto Carmona rocks.
Oh, 100%.
Shout out to Fausto. Can we get Fausto on the show?
Maybe. Did anybody got
I
a
think
number?
there is opportunity. So here at the Rogue Media Sports Network, most of the other shows are going to do a lot of interviews. And I don't know that we necessarily will. But I think there's an opportunity for guys naming dudes to be on here.
I think we also make our guys naming dudes team. So we have teams.
I
to
think that
compare
will
against.
happen. I think that will happen. I think there will be a guys naming dudes Hall of Fame.
Oh,
I think there will be guys naming dudes trivia.
I like this.
I think that will happen. And I would go I would say let's start looking on eBay and see if we could buy a Fausto Carmona shirt and have that framed back here.
we could, or maybe we could just make. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could. But
Could we
what's the
just
fun
buy
in-
one
What's
for-
the fun in that?
I would run an actual one. Yeah.
Well, you can't. I don't think you can make a Fausto Carmona Indians shirt because you can't make an Indians shirt,
That's true. It would be a Guardian shirt.
which objectively is just a dumber name. It's just not
Well,
as
I get
fun to
it's the
say.
Guard-
I won't
We-
get into the whole debate for it.
We
It's
can
just not
get
as
you,
fun
we
a
can
name.
get an autographed Fausto Carmona baseball.
As Fausto Carmona.
Yeah, this is from 3/28. It says last day in Winter Haven. They have it listed as Roberto Hernandez, but he signed it as Fausto Carmona.
How much is it?
$40.
I'd like
Wow.
that for the studio.
Wow.
I'd like that. I'd like that on the Rogue Media
Here-
tab, please.
Here's a lot of autographed rookie cards you can get.
yes.
$165. Oh, there's a signed one for $9. That would fit back there.
Is it 2006 his rookie year? maybe?
Yes.
He also, so this was the year before he played them in the championship
Hold
series,
on.
gave up back-to-back walk-offs against the Red Sox, back-to-back days.
What about a 2003 Fausto Carmona Lake County captain bobblehead from when he played with the minor league team.
Yeah. Does it say Fausto Carmona on?
It does say
you're
Fausto
right.
Carmona on the bottom, $10.83.
Yes. I think we get him on here for like 10 minutes and we just ask him just about the name. Not even the controversy, just the name.
Like why he picked Fausto
Why
Carmona?
Why
Carmona?
Fausto Carmona?
Do you think he'd talk to us if he knew that was the only question we were going to
I mean,
ask?
it might be I don't know how many interviews requests
Is it
he's
our-
getting,
is it our
but
Jim
most of them are
Everett?
probably just for the controversy. Just for the controversy. I don't even care about that. We've got the story. I want to know the Fausto.
I'm down for this.
Bring
I'll
him
do
in
that.
for one question. It'll be crazy.
And then I maybe you ask like, Fausto, can I call you Fausto?
May I call you Fausto?
Did you think you would get away with it your whole career? Because in reality, it's not even not that big a deal.
No.
Like it wasn't that we know of because of a crime or anything like that. Like he didn't assault somebody and have to change his name.
Yeah.
He just, I don't know, I wanted to be a couple years younger. And if you see that as scamming the system, maybe it is. Personally, don't care. Okay, you're scamming a Major League Baseball team. Sick. Talk about a victimless crime. Like, Vlad Guerrero did it, and he's a Hall of Famer. Like, nobody ended up, really losing out on money because he was a year older than he was. Fausto Carmona. I think we can get a lot out of Fausto.
Dude.
Like, the stuff, the memorabilia.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, my God.
Dude. Okay, there's a bobblehead, kind of. It's Fausto in an Indians pitching cart.
Oh, my God.
Does it say his
The
name
pitching
on it, though?
cart, like the old pitching cart.
On the
with,
back,
like, the
it says
baseball-
Carmona number 55.
With like the baseball with the big hat on top.
Yes. Can you not?
Oh wow. We might need that.
Is it worth $60?
It's got the Chief Wahoo on it too. Like this is
It's everything.
it's
It's
an absolute relic, man.
in the box, man, with the wrapper.
Is it or best offer?
It is a.
Wow. I mean, we can put an offer out for $20. I mean, what kind of offer is this guy getting?
I don't know if there's any on there.
Fausto. I definitely have that 2006 card in there somewhere.
There's our shirt.
What size is it?
Well, it's $80 first of all.
Oh, my
2X.
God. They understand the market.
They
They
do.
understand the
They
market.
do.
They're like,
Fausto
someone is
Carmona
out there
market.
who wants a Fausto Carmona shirt, and I have probably the only one. By the way, before we close this out, because this is running long, have you ever had something that you've given to Goodwill and found on eBay?
No.
Not given to Goodwill, but we used to. It's another private school tie-in. We used to get Christmas shirts every single year, and at some point you just simply have too many,
Yeah.
and so you give it away to, I guess, local Goodwill.
Yeah.
And
This is sad.
I don't think so. It's just
Did you see kids wearing them?
Yeah, we saw kids
I
wearing them.
definitely saw that too when I
Yeah.
was growing up. For sure. For sure. Never said anything, even as like a middle schooler, but it's kind of sad to see.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, so
I was probably wearing
I
those
saw
clothes.
someone on eBay selling something that I knew came from me because I think me and my dad had the only two of these things ever in existence. And what they were these like knockoff jerseys from China, Baylor football jerseys, number 3, Jarrett Stidham. There's no effing way that anybody else had that. So I saw that. I was like looking at Baylor football jerseys or something on eBay. And like the first one was a Jarrett Stidham knockoff one. And I was like, I donated it like a week before. So I was like, someone found it at Goodwill, maybe even one of the Goodwill workers that were like, boy, this is going to be something. And there it was on eBay. It might still be on eBay. I don't know. But that was an interesting.
Can you wear an XL of a baseball jersey?
I mean, I could wear it. It would be humongous.
I
on
found
me.
one. A jersey.
Oh, that's a jersey.
A jersey.
Well, it's a.
Well, no, it has the majestic.
Yeah, it's one of those ones on the back that like it doesn't have like the outline on the numbers or stuff. So
Yeah,
you know
but
it's a fan
it's
jersey,
a
but the front
button-up.
of it is a like a legit stitched jersey.
And then the back looks like it's maybe ironed on, but still.
It's
can-
stitched. It's just not the same.
But
that
we
you
could
would see
shadow
on the
box
web.
that, hang it up behind you. Look nice.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. Fausto. I'm glad I called an audible to Fausto. Shout out to you, Fausto Carmona. If you're watching this, which I know you are, please, I want you as a part of this. I want you as a part of the Cam Show. We have fond memories of Fausto Carmona. Roberto Hernandez,
No.
don't need him. We like Fausto. And we want Fausto. That was Guys Naming Dudes.